Sorry. Oh, look. Good. All right. I need more hooks. Hello, John. I'm looking for my damn hooks, bro. Thought I had them all neatly organized in a little thing that says Bagley B1 on them. Wouldn't that be a great place to put all your hooks? But at the end of the road last night, I was 6 short, but I found them. They're right here. No, I didn't go fishing. Catch this shit, Kyle. So a few months ago, feller had some AC Delco's AGM 31s for sale, crappie fisherman. Couple-year-old batteries. I was like, dude, those are at least $300 a piece batteries. I did want a couple $100 for them. Had a year. They look brand new. I said, I'll buy them. Thanks. Put them in the boat. I think I used them once. Didn't put a charger on them or anything just because I didn't fish that long. I went back there to charge them last night. I get an FO1 internal cell bullshit error on all 3 of them. What a effing waste, bro. But luckily, my batteries I took out, 2 of them were still good. And I managed to get one of these batteries charged a little bit to where it'll take a charge now. But that's just the shit I deal with, bro. Hello, Darius. How goes it? Darius, what kind of batteries you run? That is such a TK story. It is, dude. It's like even if I wanted to go out, like there's this black cloud that looms over me. That says, no fun for you. You have to sit around and fucking work, asshole. Ionic, lithium. This is such a TK story. That's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. All right. But to answer the question in the title, what can one accomplish during one entire episode of Bass After Dark? I can tell you what can be accomplished. I was able to hook, ring, and package about 70 crankbaits. So all the Burnsies, all the Bagleys, they all have hooks, and they're in their nice, clean packages. How about that? I was able to do every one of them last night during one episode of Bass After Dark. Now I kind of have to organize them. Drug the boat to the job site, got done at 5:30, launched the boat right after that. That's pretty sweet, bro. I figured you'd have been dragging ass a little bit this morning because of the Andouille bomb, but you did it. You did it. Next question, Kyle. Did you catch anything? Or did you just go out there and dick off? But a fellow camper recommended I watch the the hero and villain episode of Bass After Dark? So I did. Kids were gone. Mama was gone. So I just sat there on the bed. Don't have a couch TV. So I can't sit on the couch and watch TV. I have to sit in our bedroom because I only have one TV in the house. It's fried, and the kids watched it too much, so we just leave it there. But it was a good episode. I gained a whole new respect for Brandon Palaniuk. It was pretty good. It was all very professional. Nobody was talking over anybody. It was very orderly, and nobody had like a sourpuss look on their face, like they were like they weren't getting enough talk time, and they were sitting there wasting their time, which sometimes I feel like happens. But if you've got a few hours to blow, it's probably worth watching. It's pretty good. I wish though they would have just made it a hero show, because who gives a shit about the villains? Like, the industry's small enough. We know, everybody knows who all the dipshits are. You know what I mean? That's going to watch that show. Like, you pretty much know. I don't think there was any epiphanies to villains in the sport. So I don't know. I would have just left it at heroes. Was Randy mentioned? Yes, Randy was mentioned. There was a Byron Velvick was on there, and he had a Randy story that was pretty damn funny. And I would have said, I'll give you like 10 heroes. There's only one zero or villain, and his name's Roland Martin, and he's a fucking dick. Next. Why, Tacklecraft, do you have such hate and disdain for the legend Roland Martin? Well, I'll tell you. Because as a child with big dreams, big hopes, Roland Martin crushed them at the Bassmaster Classic in New Orleans in 1999. Because rather than meeting and greeting with fans, he sat on his dumbass Zach Morris telephone and half-ass paid attention to all the fans waiting in line for him, and then left a line of about 40 people hanging because he had to go take another call on his Zach Morris phone. He hurt the painter, dude. Oh, man. I don't know that he hurt me. He just gave me a real big reality check. Not all these squeaky clean losers are squeaky clean. I didn't recall anybody mentioning him. But Hank Parker got mentioned. Bill Dance, usuals. But Velvick had some good stories. Ike got mentioned, and I definitely think Ike is a hero of the sport, of the game, or whatever. Because Ike gave lots and lots and lots of people a voice and kind of somebody they could relate to that wasn't, you know, a Bubba, as they call him. He did make a negative impact. Loser. Who else? Jimmy Houston was there. He was awesome. Man, what a time to be in the middle of bass fishing. Those classics were something else back then. Electric is the best way I can describe them. But I'm trying to think anybody else that popped up that Palaniuk had that. Terry had some good Palaniuk stories. Trying to think what else. Terry did tell a story about Troy Jens on the bass fishing homepage. I don't know if any of you used to get on the bass fishing homepage, but when he started talking about the bass fishing homepage, I used to, like, I flashed back to all the hours and hours and hours I spent reading posts. And there was so many people, like Mike Buka pretty much got a lot of his recognition from his fishing reports on the bass fishing homepage. Alex Davis, the spinnerbait kid, he pretty much made a name for himself off of the bass fishing homepage doing fishing reports. A lot of guides. I'm trying to think. But I wish all that old, they had some sort of crash, I think, and they lost a bunch of that stuff, or all of it. Like that website ceases to exist. But dude, there was a treasure trove of good info on. No, I wouldn't say good info. Just I'm sure there was, but there was a lot of bullshit too. It was just entertaining. Jimmy H was all up on this builder dude. That sounds Jimmy H-ish. He was super nice to you. He wasn't all up on you because you have a wiener. I can see Jimmy being a little flirty. A little flirty with Miss Painter, dude. Say, Jimmy, watch your mouth, or I'm gonna give you a fucking buzz cut, bro. Yeah, you heard me. Your $1 million bowl cut is about to disappear. Oh, let's see. How many do I need? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 4, 5, 6. All right, this is the last of the bees packaged. He was nice to you, really nice to her. That's funny. That's funny. Yeah, Jimmy is he's still doing it. I feel like Jimmy hadn't really lost his spark. He seems like he's still energetic to go out there and meet the fans and shake hands and kiss babies and be Jimmy Houston. He was at the Classic. The last one we went to out in Fort Worth. Trying to think who else they mentioned. I don't think they mentioned Mike Long. I'm trying to think what the who the most villainous was. I think Ken tried to twist it into the biggest villain in fishing is forward facing sonar. I think the biggest villain in fishing is the internet, social media. Randy Orton, that's interesting. Yeah, like I feel like anybody that they mentioned as a villain, they should have replaced villain with dick. That's because that's like the stories I heard. It seemed like it was more just people being dicks than being like a villain. Because if you're a villain, you're like that's your role. You know what I mean? Like you're the bad guy. You're edgy. So as much as Mike was a hero in my eyes, he was also a villain because he owned it and he played up to it. And whether he like obviously he wasn't like a bad guy, but he played the role right as a actual villain. Man, people hated that dude. I think he's the only one we've ever seen that you could quantify as a villain in bass fishing. Iaconelli, that is, not Long. Long's just a scumbag. He's not a villain. So, see what I mean? See the difference? Not, yeah. I think there was some gray area there between what a villain is and what's just a scumbag. And I think there was more scumbags than villains mentioned. But yeah, it's probably worth a listen. It's pretty good. Ooh, just out of casting distance, those are villainous bass. Those are villainous bass. Two pinkies. There's two. I'm going to have to organize these things. This is going to get confusing. Hello, Scott York. We're not doing much. We're just hanging out. Doing a post Bass After Dark review. I do. I can say I really, really, really enjoy the dynamic between Terry and Ken. They should do a stream together. That'd be cool. Like about like big bass or something. We'll get BBC to message them and see if that would be something they would be into doing. Probably be pretty cool. Probably be a hit. Sitting in the Charlotte airport. Gross. Where you headed, Scott? Those two were just funny together. You know what I mean, Bobby? They've got a good chemistry. their playful jabs at each other are very endearing. Oh, back home, where you been? More sports or work? But that was about all I did. I put hooks on stuff till about midnight and packaged. And then I did go hunting for fishing lures this morning. Actually, I can't really say this morning because I cracked my eyes open this morning and looked at my phone, and it was 9:30, and I was overwhelmed with large amounts of guilt for sleeping till 9:30. I was hoping I was going to roll over and it was going to be like 7:15, 7 o'clock. No, it's almost 10 o'clock. So, holy shit. Felt terrible. Kyle, you're probably right. Moving my daughter to Greenville, North Carolina. College? Man, I remember going to college. Sure was fun. Sure was fun. What kind of decor did y'all have in your grad school? Way not as exciting. I guess it's a little softer blow because it's not your kid leaving for the first time. She's already left. So. Or has she? Did she go to school locally and then now she's flying the coop? Darius, I can't because my batteries are dead. And by dead, I mean they won't charge. They give me a FO1 fault on my battery charger. And some dipshit stole my backpack blower and my battery chargers. So I have to charge my batteries one at a time because I only have one battery charger left. But you know what? I can still go tomorrow. Tide's low in the morning, incoming until about 12, 1 o'clock, and then it'll be outgoing the rest of the afternoon. Okay, so you're not completely sobbing in the airport. Hunter, there's nowhere to bank fish, bro. I used to go to Municipal Park and bank fish, but they wiped out the fish. They poisoned some snails or something, and then they killed all the fish with the poison. So my bank fishing spot got wiped out. As well as a lot of other people's. But I'll go down to the causeway tomorrow, maybe. I've got two options. Y'all help me. Do I go to the causeway to the saltfish that eat crabs and shrimp and snails and fish grass? Or do I go up the river and fish cypress trees? Kyle, I can't fit all my gear in that damn kayak. River, cypress trees. Oh god. You could paint more drop baits. Well, unfortunately, I wouldn't be able to paint them because I would have to sand them instead. So I wouldn't be doing anything. I would only be sanding, but I would be closer to sanding. But before I do that, I got to get this guy's jackals. This is bag number 2. He sent me 50 of them. 50 of them to paint. So I got to sand those. And then I got another dude sent me, like, I don't know. He just ordered a bunch of shit from Tackle Warehouse, and Tackle Warehouse sent me 4 boxes from him. So I have to do those next week. Up the river this time of year? Maybe. Maybe. I don't know. Because I'll tell you why. There is a migration of shrimp that come up the bay this time of year. And I feel like they start pushing sometimes a lot sooner than a lot of people realize, and they kind of miss the early part of it. Like they wait for like October when the weather starts cooling down. When in actuality, they start showing up maybe a little bit in September, into August. Depends how much fresh water we got. But if there's any of those little guys showing up, that might make it a little more interesting. You think the dredging of the port hurts the fishing? Not really. No, I don't think. I mean, it probably isn't good because it probably unearths chemicals that would make Chernobyl look like Disney World. So for that point, yes, it's probably terrible, but the sediment and stuff I don't think makes too terrible of a difference. More all the shit they dump in the river from all the plants is probably the worst thing. Four poles. I could probably get by with 4 poles. Might bother me though. Because Hunter, I don't know if you know this or not, but Polecat Bay on the west side of the causeway used to be, like in the 50s, used to be the deepest, clearest bay on the Delta. It was like 6 feet deep, had luscious grass. They said there was like tarpon and shit swimming around in there. Like it was like something you'd see in a magazine. It was so beautiful. And then they started that. They did that. Put it, I guess, McDuffie Coal Terminal or whatever over there, and they started using. I don't know if they used it for fill. I don't remember what happened, but they royally destroyed it. Yeah, Polecat is a total nuclear like dump. It's terrible. But before all that shit on the Mobile River started, it was like lush. They ruined it. They ruined it. Whoever they is. It is, man. It's It is a cesspool, and it's really crazy to hear that, like how deep and beautiful and clear and healthy it used to be. Not no mo, not anymore. So you can catch a few bass in there on that little right-hand island bank right off the river, but it gets pretty shallow pretty quick. You can catch them in there like early in the year, and when the grass first pops up right off the channel edge, you can catch some in there. But for the most part, that place sucks. Delvan's good bay. I guess Delvan's probably the deepest one we got. I don't know. I still like Chocolata. Kyle, no, these are the finished ones. These are done. These are done. The ones for painting are all right here. Oh, check these out. I did tell y'all it went. Yeah, you can put a request in. Put any request in you got. The bone. I got you. Steel mills really destroyed my river, but finally coming back after the close. David, we have that problem here. The problem is, I think the fish have just evolved to be able to facilitate chemicals and shit like that. Trying to think where else. I went in. The only reason I'd like to take the kayak is I'd like to go in Johns Bay tomorrow. Sent a message on the gram. Will I be delivering baits to you, Chris? Did I get in BB1 sales today? Let me look. And I'll show you what I found in the way of fishing lures. Ow. Oh, bitch. What was I looking for? My phone. Where is that thing? I don't know. Phone's missing. Okay. Oh well. Yeah, that's what I wanted to go fish, the edge of the hole. That hole's there. The deepest spot in it used to be like 15 feet deep, and it's from when they were building the causeway. That's where they would take dirt from. Mayor Park. That dude was a real scumbag, from what I understand. So I went shopping. Yeah. Yeah, I bought this. Let's not talk about it. I did buy this old piece of shit. Oh, the bill's busted. Son of a bitch. Maybe I can fix it. Never mind. I was excited about this, but the bill's a little janky. Maybe I'll saw it down and try and make it do something. This is an old Storm Thunder Stick, a little baby one. I like those a lot. So I'm going to sand that one down and keep that one for myself. Shot a gad ball over toward the bayway one time, and it sailed and died in front of everyone at the pier. That's pretty funny. Did find this old Crusty Bandit. Can't let those go without picking them up. And check out this custom paint. Y'all like that? Y'all want me to do a run of these? Match this one? Y'all like? I can try and replicate it. So that's it. That's all I got. I like it. I like it in the fall down here. I think it looks like a shrimp, Scott. November, December, it'll crush those little jerkies. Bobby says no, thank you. Look, this one even has a little somebody chipped paint and they put a little glitter on it. A little flashy. I wonder if I can get this off. I wonder if alcohol will take it off, or if they use some sort of single stage paint. Where's my alcohol? Do I have a rag? Wisdom of the week. With all the birth control urine going through the water treatment plants, male fish with ovaries and female fish with male gonads have been discovered. Ouch. I had a gold one with an orange stripe that would catch damn fish now. What happened to it? Kid break it off in the pond? Okay, alcohol does not. Got to go to dinner, but we smoked them, cranking our hogs. Hey, it's coming off. The funny thing about this color that's underneath here is that I have the bait. I bought the bait and still have it, I believe. That they painted over. Dustin probably has it. Y'all remember the chartreuse with the orange tiger stripes? This is it. I don't know what kind of paint they used. Alcohol takes it all. They did have a profound statement on Bass After Dark last night. They said, I think it was Brian the Carpenter said it. Fishing is fashion, because they were talking about some old bait, and they're like, man, I used to catch. Oh, they were talking about motor oil worms. And what happened to Brian said? What happened to motor oil? I don't know. Nothing. Like, people don't make it anymore. And why not? And then he says, because fishing is fashion. And this is true. Sad but true. Did motor oil worms quit working? Hell no. I guess, I don't know. You gotta think of something else to sell people, I guess. Had to flip a jig to get the kicker. Any special crankbaits that got thrown? Anything fun? Bandit 200s? Did red shad stop working? Good question. The funny thing about red shad was, like, typically people look at red shad as like a or not red shad. They look at red as like a early fall, like cold water color. But down here, people throw red shad like 12 months out of the year, and it's just weird how in a soft bait. I think that's the weird part, is that somebody wouldn't have a problem throwing a red shad worm in July, but if I gave them a red chatterbait, they'd be like, "Oof, no, yucky." 2.5 and a 3XD. 3XD, catch him. Thermocline right at 10 feet. That pushed him up to you. ADT. Did I just destroy the value of this crankbait by wiping off this beautiful custom paint? It didn't look like they... it looks like there is hook rash on this bait, but it's under the brown. So they threw the bait before they ever painted it, and then painted it and never rashed it up. Interesting. I might have to go get some real chemicals to get this off. I might have to go get the lac. The lac. Let's see if I can clean this up. It's another option. Maybe I go night fishing. That sounds like a terrible idea. That sounds like a terrible idea for me. If I was in Canada, in beautiful Canada, I would probably do something like that. I have to get off the sandpaper and see if I can shape this bill up. I might can. I might can. I don't know if I can do it on this stone right here. What is this, coarse? Maybe. See if I can do it on my knife sharpening stone. It might swim. Mosquitoes, bats, and horseflies at night. Kyle, I'm just going to wear one of those dragonflies on my hat. I'll be fine. And I'll have one on each rod. I'll have one of those fake dragonflies on each of my poles and on my console and on the motor and on the trolling motor. I'll have them everywhere. Get robbed at night. Possible. Quite possible. Maybe I'll just cut this whole lip off and put a different one in there. Put a new one in there. Do a little mod. I need to know how big this lip is though. Yeah, fuck it. I'll just wing it. This thing might dive though, the way it is. It might. I've seen that before, where even a cracked bill didn't even matter. The first RC 1.5 I ever owned. Actually, it wasn't a 1.5; it was a 2.5. First Lucky Craft RC crankbait I ever bought was a 2.5 chartreuse and blue, and I hit the boat or a tree with it and cracked the bill. And it chipped off the corner and made it like a coffin bill. It ran fine. This might be a little too much, but we'll see. This bait was basically free, so I don't know what it'll do. I think it'll still grab water. We'll see. The dragonflies work. I've heard that they work good for like horseflies and big insects. Not so much for mosquitoes, but like I've heard of people using them on like livestock. Keeps the like horseflies and stuff off of them. But the little bugs that don't really see, they don't work as good. Kyle does have a point. Our mosquitoes eat the bats. To eat your spinnerbait, they'll eat your jitterbug and then eat your mosquito. The best RC bait I ever owned was a 1.5 DD and chartreuse blueback. What happened to it, Scott? I've still got mine. Let's see. It's in one of these boxes. There it is. It doesn't have the crack anymore because I rounded it off. But that was Painter Dude's first Lucky Craft I ever owned. It's got some flexed out Gamakatsus on it. Thing will still catch them. It's pretty good. I'll tell you this one I caught a ton on. The Skeet, whatever model it is, gunmetal shed. Need the whiteboard. I've whizzed this one around a little bit. good one. I got a lot of 2.5s. I have the 2.5s. I guess I was a 2.5 guy. Yeah, I have way more 2.5s than I have 1.5s. Some early Tacklecraft paint jobs. Back in the glory days. I used to smash on this thing. This is back in my epoxy days. I'd like to know what color this is I painted over though. It's got a stupid rattle in it. That's why I painted it. I hope this is a blank and not an actual Lucky Craft. But it's scary to think how many actual Lucky Crafts I've painted. Look at this thing. I don't know why it's in my box. All my little art projects from back in the day. I need to get those out of here. I'm not going to fish those. What do I need? I need some pliers to get these hooks and rings on. And add these to the baits to paint box. So next question. So on like wiggle warts. So people know that they're original pre-Rapala wiggle warts. They leave the stamp on the lip, right? What do you do about old bandits? Do I include the shitty triple grips? Do I include a picture of what these look like before I repaint them? No, keep the shitty eyes. I've watched some of these RC baits in the pool. Can usually get one that swims great and just kicks out every once in a while. Interesting. How many do you have that do that? Mask off the eyes. I guess you're right. I guess you're right. The oval on the Lucky Craft? Probably did. The old bandits have two nipples on the bottom. What if I sand those off? There is two little nubbies right here under the lip. I don't recall, Stearman. That would be a good indicator, though. 1 out of 10. Dexter, if you like KVD triple grips on your spoon, you should find somebody with some Rapala DTs that came with the Sure Set hook and try that on your spoons. That was the only thing I could figure out to ever do with them. And they were actually a pretty decent spoon hook. Terrible crankbait hook. Pretty good on a spoon. But I don't think they ever sold. They didn't ever sell the DT Sure Set hook. Am I correct in that assumption? I don't think that that hook was ever offered on the market. The only way you could get that hook was taking it off a bait. Oh yeah, me too, Scott. But I felt bad. I feel bad throwing anything away like that. And I was like, what can I use this for? And I started putting them on the top. This was back when the flutter spoon craze was kind of going on, the sexy spoon. And I would run those Sure Sets on the top of my spoon, and then I would run like a regular spoon, but I would put those Sure Sets up the line and let it fall down on the line. Sometimes you get a fish like that. But that was something I used to do back in the day. Run 2 hooks on it. Keep one up top. And you could take a little piece of plastic, like I don't remember what I used to have these little square pieces, and I'd run the line through that, and it would kind of keep. You could put a bobber stopper on and keep your hook down. I used to keep everything: old spinnerbait blades, beads, split rings. Had to start chunking shit. Oh man, I bet that hurt a little bit, because there's probably a time where you thought back and you're like, oh, I've got that. And then you remembered, no, I cleaned up. It's gone. I did get these today. And I feel like I use these more than anything, especially for like kids' toys. Craftsman mini screwdrivers. I got 4 flatheads, 2 Phillips. The guy wanted 50 cents a piece. So I gave him 50 cents a piece for these. So it's a whopping $3 for some vintage Craftsman screwdrivers. They are, and I feel like I need a set of these for everywhere. Like I need them in my truck. I need them here. I need them at the house. I need them. That was a steal. I'll tell you what else is a steal. This set of channel locks. So feller had some tables of shit, tools and such, and he had the shit table, and he was like, all that stuff's $3. And then the next table is like the medium grade table, and then the last table is like the nice tools. And he had Channel Lock brand channel locks on the expensive table. And I was like, how much are these? He's like, those are 15. This is the good stuff. I was like, okay. And I dug around on the cheap table, and my eye caught these in the handle, that little blue. I was like, those look like the real ones. And if you look at these, it doesn't say Channel Lock anywhere on it because they're kind of tarnished and rusted and shitty. But right here, it says channel lock made in the USA. So these probably should have been on the expensive table, but I guess because they're really dirty, they got put on the cheap table. But these son of a bitches feel good, dude. They're good. So I gave $3 for these and $3 for those little pliers. So the man got me for 6 bones. Those will clean up though. Old Craftsman was good. You can just take it back to Sears and get you a new one. Lifetime warranty. Correct, Hunter. Correct. I have to write him a check. Yeah. He pulled out his credit card machine and swiped it for me. Let's see if I can get these grips to clean up. They just look dirty. They'll probably clean up. Let's see. I originally didn't like the triple grip design because I considered the smaller gap a problem, but you do lose less fish on a smaller profile. Sell them separately. Oh, they did sell them separately. Interesting. I've never seen a Sure Set hook, I don't think, in a store. Maybe I avoided them with my eyes. But well, boys, let me go check on my batteries and see if they're charging. And I'll let y'all know what happens. The Robo Grip. I don't remember the Robo Grip. What did the Robo Grip do? Sounds like it'd be great for a gift for the hog cranker in your family. Lowe's bought Craftsman and honor the warranty. Seriously? I can take a Craftsman tool into Lowe's and they will honor the warranty with a Cobalt tool. I want to look it up now. Where's my damn phone? Robo Grip. Never heard of such. They self-adjust. Is it like a wrench? What do they give you back? A Cobalt? Or they give you like a credit? A fancy channel lock. No. Yeah, no shit. Why wouldn't I just hoard Craftsman stuff and just, like, I could take that broke dick screwdriver that I just bought for 50 cents and take it back to Lowe's and they'll give me a new one. Oh, they still sell Craftsman? I didn't know that. I thought Craftsman has gone by the wayside. I thought Craftsman was no more. Craftsman. Is that a typo or are you making fun of Craftsman? How about that shit? Interesting. Get something similar. Well, might need to test this theory out. That seems too good to be true. Yeah, I would think if everybody knew that, people would be foaming at the mouth to buy used Craftsman tools. Called the number online for Craftsman warranty and they sent me a new socket wrench in the mail. Well, sounds like they're still honoring their lifetime warranty. Brian, same here. There's plenty of good tools here, but there's tons of shitty ones. Tons. My dad was, he's the type that drill bits never get dull, and neither do saw blades or any other like screwdrivers, they never go bad. So you might pick up a number 2 Phillips head drill bit to put in your cordless and drill. And some of the bitch be so rounded off, like you can't do anything with it. And I just go through and throw that shit away. That's like my biggest pet peeve. Because I'd never when I was in Austin, there was a custom cabinet maker, Sawdust Studios. Sometimes I wear that shirt. They let me paint in their shop sometimes. But those dudes were like very tool oriented. Like they wanted all their shit sharp and like it needed to be perfect. So they would, like when they had their like Phillips head bits or whatever, or star bits or whatever, they'd use them for like a job and then they'd throw them away and say, go get a new one. And I'm like, y'all are throwing that away? I'm like, yeah, it's shot. And I'd look at it and it would, like, shot to them and shot to me were two different things. Dies to straighten nails. Oh man. That's pretty serious. My ex once said I had a shitty tool, but that's not what all the sisters and all her girlfriends said. Rich G, you are a rascal. You are a rascal. Sawdust Studios is a catchy name, which is where I was going to develop a name for a line of wood baits. I have Craftsman tools I purchased 40 years ago and used to have big tool sets. I like Craftsman. I always liked Craftsman. I had I went and bought a Craftsman compressor to paint baits with, and that's what I learned to paint baits with, was a Craftsman compressor. This was before oilless, so I had to run like 16 filters because it would sometimes shoot a little oil in your lines. But that thing finally crapped out when I was in Austin. Finally bit the dust. I don't remember what I used after that. $250 mechanics. I've got the Harbor Freight Edition tool set, mechanics set. Steerman, 90% of my company tools come from Harbor Freight. Lifetime warranty is a lifetime when guys don't give a shit about tools, correct? Sockets are in the case, but the problem, Chris, if somebody had a little bit of scratch and they wanted to I think sell a product, I think you could develop a case that matched the Harbor Freight kits that would replace the box they come in. Because all the latches on mine are broke. All like it's just worn out. The hinges are broke, the latches are broke, so it doesn't go together. My dad's got one that's I think it's a Crescent brand toolkit, and it's like one of the like briefcase style. It's got like, he's replaced the latches with like cooler lid latches and like snaps off of I think it's got like some sort of leather closure. Like it's like he's Frankensteined it back together, but if there's nothing to replace it with, There's not like if you need a new box that fits all of that shit and folds up nice and tidy, they don't sell that. And if you like, just think how many guys out there are like me or us that have an entire mechanic set or tool set, and the box is dicked up, the case. And like me, I don't want to throw it all in bags or like in a box because that thing's convenient. A modular universal toolbox of sorts. Yes, exactly. But if you want a business idea, somebody make that one. Probably wouldn't cost a ton. Do you have a video of all the equipment you use for your custom lure painting masterpieces? I don't. It's not too much. Exhaust fan, compressor, airbrush. I have some caveman-esque tools that I use. The wrenches and sockets must have a place, correct. They can't live. I don't know. Somebody should make that. Somebody should make that and become a millionaire or a thousandaire, whatever. Send me a few nickels for my troubles. Every set should come with 3 10mm because on a Chevrolet, 10mm will just about rebuild that truck. My boys do not understand this. No, that's like I was fucking around with my truck one day. I think I was changing the starter in front of the shop here, and I had my Harbor Freight mechanic like 300-piece briefcase on the back opened up, and I was like, all right, let's see how this thing rides. I don't remember what I was doing, but I wanted to drive my truck to see, like, it must not have been the starter, it might have been something else, to see how it ran. And I got out and I drove and I left my tailgate down with all the tools on it. And when I turned out of the parking lot, I heard doosh, and I looked in the rearview mirror and I just see sockets everywhere. Well, my 30-minute job just now turned into an hour-and-a-half job. A toolbox designed by Busby. If they can make a box that fits all the sockets, I'd be happy, and the wrenches, and I could close it up and it's nice and neat. You could probably, you know what you could probably do if I were so motivated. You could probably take one of those like Pelican boxes from Harbor Freight, the fakies, and you could probably 3D print an insert for that, and you could glue that in and use that box as a socket box. Who's an engineer? Who can draw that up and bring it to life? No shop roller magnets. Nope. I just went out there and picked them up with my hands, the old-fashioned way. I think hell, I think you could. Well, if you wanted to, you could print the negative of the box and then box it and then pour it out of some sort of resin and replicate it. Hunter, I need the engineer who can design it. You know what you probably could do? You need somebody with a scanner, and then they could scan the box, the interior, and that would probably cut down on time a little bit. I don't know. I do feel like there's a need for that. You'll see it on Shark Tank in 3 months. .3D resin printing. That would, I mean, I think that would be way better. But like I said, I think there's some value there. Casey, 6 cents. Start a new company and come out with toolboxes. You're welcome. Seems like something you do. If you're watching, I'll be waiting with my wallet open for the sponsored ad to hit me. Builder dude is lazy dude, unless it's building cranks, and then he's motivated dude. Everybody's got good S10 memories. My roommate in college had a 4-door, I believe, or it was like the stretched cab, like early 2000s, late 90s. I think it was an early 2000 S10 4x4. It was on like 33s. That thing was badass. Turkla, Bass Mafia, Philip Jones. Philip Jones could do it. He could do it in a heartbeat. Bass Mafia get into the Tool Mafia. Tool Mob. There you go. That could be their spinoff. Coworker talks about his S10 all the time. There you go. There you go. Tool Mob. My roommate in college borrowed it to drive home once. The thermostat got stuck and he blew the damn thing up. What a dipshit. Typhoon. Isn't that the fast one, dude? Aren't those like $100,000? Turkla is a cop now. I don't understand. I never heard what that was all about, but thought that was an interesting move. I guess he made so much money he didn't. He felt like he maybe just needed a regular job. He got sick of making money, which I'm sure all his whatever businesses he owns now, they all operate outside of him. Rich, you really got a Typhoon? They did make a Typhoon and a Cyclone. Cyclone was a Chevy, and I think the Typhoon was a GMC. I believe, kind of like Tahoe and Yukon. AI Molds came out with a new mold to make your own Magdress molds. Magdress swim base. Does it look just like a Magdress? Like, is it like an exact ripoff of it? The Cutthroat Shad. Interesting. Better. It looks better. Magdress pretty sexy. What'd they do to it? I have to look that thing up. If I had a phone, I'd do it. The Typhoon was a blazer? That might have been what it was. Yeah, now that you say that, I think you're right. Because I can see the little squatty cab on those. I think you're right, Stearman. Both GMC. Cyclone was the pickup version. The Typhoon was the S10 version. Interesting. I don't know. That wasn't my era. That wasn't my era. I was after that. Typhoon was a GMC Blazer. SUV was the Typhoon. Cyclone was the truck. Got it. Now everybody's clear. Hunter, they were I don't know. I don't know what's made them so expensive these days, but it's just like an early 90s truck that had massive amounts of horsepower and torque, and it was just a like speed monster. It was like a Ford Lightning kind of package. Dude, I got beside a Dakota one day, and that dude launched off of a red light beside me, and I didn't know they made like Dakotas that were fast, and I was like astonished at how fast that Dakota was. Like the Grand National of little trucks. There you go. Yeah, they were just little speedy S10s and Blazers. Faster than the Ferrari of the same year. How about that shit? I'm assuming it was turbocharged. Would that be a correct assumption? What do they say? Naturally aspirated? Did it have a V8 in it? Turbo V8? Or was it a turbo V6? I don't know anything about them. I just know they're fast and people pay a lot. I remember seeing those pop up. Honda Civic can outrun it. I bet those fuckers can hold their own. I don't know. I don't know how it's aged. I mean, speed, right? They're still probably pretty fast. 4.3 liter with a turbo. It's funny that came back around to present time. It took them 30 years, and they're like, hey, why don't we just put turbos on these four bangers? Yeah, I saw a one of the new little Rangers. Pretty sweet looking truck. 80 muscle cars were weak. You know what else they were? Ugly as shit. Ugh. Ugly. I was not. I know. There's a huge huge group that loves like the square body era, like Chevys, like the trucks, the cars. Ugh, I hated that. I hated the 80s Chevy look. '94 Civic with a supercharger took a month and it blew up. I think it sounds about right. The IROC Z28, yeah, I don't like that at all. Ugh, ugh, God, those are ugly. I'll look again then. Which one, 86 or 84? Yeah, that's still pretty ugly. I know dudes like those like Buick Grand Nationals. Those things are hideous too. A68 Cougar with a 429 4-speed, worth a fortune. My guess is that Trump's trade deal with Japan will bring back the little Toyota pickups. Those 80s Yodas are bulletproof, dude. Monte Carlos. Ugh. Oh, sorry, builder dude. That is not my palate. Not my palate. All right, let me go check on my batteries. It's 7 o'clock. What's for dinner tonight, bros? What's for dinner? Youngins, yeah. Yeah. I guess it's what you grew up around. Fiesta Street, that's pretty sweet. So I'll be making Wendy, that's pretty strong. Yes, a ST. Watch Willis Diesel destroy a Hilux. Yeah, he's done plenty of that. I saw he's rebuilt the Killdozer, which is pretty cool. Pizza and garlic cheese bread. That sounds pretty good. Datsun 280Z. My grandfather had a Datsun truck, and I probably logged 500 country road miles sitting on the tailgate of that fucking thing. It was so low to the ground that my feet would drag, and I was like 9. Do people do that anymore? Am I the last generation that would like go 40 miles an hour down back roads sitting on a tailgate? Shawarma. Chicken shawarma. Michael, I think I am. I think that is a thing of the past. Never see people in the bed of trucks. No. Like, growing up, dude, when I'd go to my grandparents' house in Mississippi, everywhere we went was in the bed of a truck. The simple style of cars, that would be great. The problem is they're probably going to be coming from Alibaba. I guess the deal is now you don't have to ride in the back of anybody's truck because everybody has a fucking golf cart, and you just throw your kids in the golf cart and go cruise up to the store. Golf carts are the new bed of the truck. Modular car truck EV in development. The tech in cars is getting out of hand. It needs to be stopped. Kind of like fishing. Weird, isn't it? Kind of weird. The back seat is larger than most passengers' cars. That's probably true. Yeah, I mean, I feel like now you have to special order a single cab or even an extended cab. Like everything is crew cab. The CZ Top Boys built a huge steel cage ball with a seat in it. Slate. I want to say I saw something about that. I want to say in like you can order from their website and like choose your. It's like a grab and go like vehicle. Is that right? Like they have like two models and you can you can order it off their website. Because I think I went on that website. I went on some kind of website like that, and you like design your car, and it's like 25 grand or something. I don't know. But the V8, oh Chevy V8. I guess they don't have LSs anymore. What's the new motor called? It's like a L9 or L something. Slate in partnership with Ford. Burns is rocking the manual. Damn, builder dude. Yeah, keep that carving hand sharp. Slate is not owned by China. Americans want features. Yeah. I'll tell you, like, I like having a radio. I like having a CD player, believe it or not. I have a CD player. 5-disc changer in my truck. But what I like most, my biggest bitch comfort that I like is heated seats. Pretty nice. We don't get much of a winter, but when we do, nice, warm, cozy leather seat feels good. But I think I've worn out the cushion between my like leather and the heater. So the last time I drove a long distance, I think I went to Josh's house, and on the ride home, I had the seat heater on, and I got home, and I took a shower, and I got out and looked in the. I was like, mirror was right there, and I saw this big like spot on my butt, and it was a burn. I had burns on either side of my butt from the coils in the seat heater. So it gets a little too hot now. I probably should put a cushion in there or something. It was really nice when my keyless entry would work, because then you could remote start your car. but my keyless entry doesn't work anymore. So I just have to use the key like normal people. Actually, it's not like normal people. It's like cavemen. I have to open my truck door like a cave person. Turn that off. Nah. I just burn, bro. They do have cooled seats. A lot of I've been in rental cars with cooled seats. I don't really like them. Hell, they've got cooled seats in boats and heated seats. Who put those in their boat? Somebody had those in their boat. That was an option in a boat recently. I saw. Might have been Bass Cat. Somebody's got heated seats in their boat. Maybe it's a Icon. I think Icon's got it. Dexter, check it out. They're out there. Phoenix has heated seats and steering wheels. There you go. Phoenix. I mean, you get out there on a damn cold winter day, nice toasty ass in your seat. Feels pretty good. Some hot ass design. Yeah, the cooled seat engineer was definitely from the South. S10 had the sack vent. Was that the one under the steering wheel? Scott, your Phoenix doesn't have damn heated seats, bro? You need to take that shit back to the dealer and raise hell. You got another boat? It would probably be a Phoenix. I don't know what I would go get. Fished out of my buddy's Camus. That was a pretty nice rig. I don't know how long Camus will be around. Phoenix seems like they're kind of leading the pack as far as like strong brands. Told me you want a damn refund, Scott. And say, you don't keep this piece of shit. My ass has been freezing in this thing. You mean to tell me you didn't put heated seats in it? How am I supposed to drive to my fishing spots? I don't know, Stearman. I don't know what I would buy, honestly. Nothing really like blows my dress up. I'd probably look at a Phoenix. I'd look at the Camuses. I like the layout of a Camus because it feels like a Triton. I want a boat with no graphics on it. Just black or gray. Like I don't think Camuses are too sexy. I really am not a big fan of the graphics on a Phoenix, but I think you could design your colors on a Phoenix to get rid of the wing on the back. I would probably do that and just hide everything. I would want to make it look like Orlando Wilson's White Ranger, where it just like a solid color boat. Yeah, I fished out of Hellas Camus and loved it. But I before that, I fished out of Tommy Cod's Camus, the guy I fished a few tournaments with. Um, and his Camus was real nice. He got the first one in Mobile. Hell, he's been trying to sell it for seems like forever now. Nobody wants the Slamus. Champion Hull Phoenix Cap Skeeter Seats Icon Lava. Now you're talking. There's a guy local here who has a blacked out F-250. Instant chub maker. I can see that. There's nothing out there right now that is impressive to me. I'm good with the 06 champ. Yeah, that's like there's nothing that I like lust over. You know what I mean? Like as a kid, it was a Comanche Ranger. And then like when the Tritons hit the scene, it was a Triton. And then after that, like in recent years, there's not a boat that I look at that I'm like, holy shit, I would like to have that. A Reaper? Is that like one of those duck boats? Not to be confused with the other kind. There's a 14-foot Alumacraft, no motor, 12-volt trolling motor, and a trailer, no title, $1,000. 500 sounds fair, I guess. 2006 Z20 and take it back. 1950 Alumacraft. Oh, Geist wants a fucking wood dinghy. Doesn't care. Just needs to float. Hopefully not the tire kickers. Yeah. Get you a 2-stroke Yamaha tiller, and that thing will last forever. All right, 7 o'clock. Still got to go figure food out. Legend, yeah. A lot of my buddies had Legend. Josh had a Legend. My buddy Chad had a Legend. Frank Scalish still running the Legend. He likes the Legend. A lot of people, the Lanes ran Legends. The Legend made a good boat. I think they were stupid slow. Breakfast for dinner, that does sound good. Maybe I'll have a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich for dinner. I don't know. My 12-foot Sears aluminum boat has a 250 XP on it. Bro. Don't most of the old Ranger people work at Vexus now? I think some of them do. Some disgruntled employees went and started Vexus. That seems like it's I don't know if that's a new thing or if it's because the internet has given us all this knowledge of the happenings around the world, but it seems like every company has disgruntled employees that branch off and make their own equivalent. Ranger and Vexus, PPG and Matrix. There's like a shit ton of those, I feel like. Jack in the Box sourdough. I didn't know. We don't have a Jack in the Box here, I don't believe. Meat Lover's omelet. Definitely happened in the duck boat world. We had a We used to have a 17-foot Express with a 90 Merc. It had a pop-up blind on it. That was a badass boat, dude. It was huge. You couldn't hide it, but it was a cool boat. Just waiting for the reset. Just go pick whatever you want for free. Guys, you can't wait for the reset. You got to get it now and accrue whatever amount of debt you want to, because we're getting reset anyway. So it doesn't matter if you're $1 million in debt and have everything you've ever wanted, it's going to get reset. So you're safe. Just go buy whatever boat you want and don't pay it off. Don't wait for the reset. It's free now. Right. Just run the debt up now. It's going to get erased in 2048. It's not too far. 1950 Alumacraft. Just make sure it'll be able to get you to Egypt, bro. I don't think you want to cross the Atlantic in the Alumacraft. You're going to need something bigger. You got to get to Egypt. Get the Freeman. He can't fish out of that Freeman. He needs something. You need to have a custom built bass rig so you can put extra fuel in it. So you can get to Egypt with Manson. Maybe you just pull a gas barge behind you. Keep it 69-1. You're right. I'm out too. Thanks everybody for hanging out, and everybody who bought a bait last night. Love y'all. Thank you. I will get those sent out Monday. You'll be good. Maybe I'll go fishing. If I do, I'll check in and let you know.